Good evening and welcome to the Future Frame News. I am your Archer broadcasting from Singapore on Thursday, 2036. So where are we now, 10 years from the global financial crash? Gravity has been very hard of the subsequent of Henshaw. It's now become increasingly apparent that the seismic change caused by the generative AI has impacted almost every industry. Enormous results in the chaos. Artists, photographers, designers, musicians, and writers have accessed technology companies of not only using their work without permission, but also of using of their training AI algorithms that then market as sold as creative tools. Creative professionals are using companies that analyze AI and have had their work copied, analyzed, and distributed. It has been such influence that cases that the incidence has been doubled the training data extraction curses with no end sight. So today in 2036, the situation looks very different following in the protected and noisy period punctuated by denominations, negotiations and courts disputing the future role of human creativity in an increasingly automated age. An international framework of human AI collaborations and standard was formally launched in 2031. The set of the regulations subsequently describes three core imperatives to be heard by every generative AI in the creative field. So the first one, we respect the intellectual property rights to the connected creators, and we seek their agree to use their connect in our training datasets. If they disagree, we will respect the creators' wishes and do not include their contact in our AI training progress. And the second one, the connect must clearly create or original creators so that they can be held accountable from their work. So the third one is the artists and creators not are the paid royalties every time an artificial intelligence entry generates profits from their work. So as AI systems become more prevalent, artists have begun to demand transparency into these systems, ownership rights to the AI-generated content, and fair communication from the use of their AI assistants of training AI. Future AI systems will need stronger instances with regard to obtaining consent from the individuals as well as respecting their automatics. Music companies got AI license and groups that use their reason that okay, as long as the human was in charge and creativity responsible. So tonight we will hear creative folks that how they are actually doing work within reality. Although the larger studios and corporations have opinionated to the human AI collaboration standard, independent artists and creative workers are just starting to build their careers with their economy. So tonight we chat with the 25-year-old freelance homework artist Ethan Lim, who spends his days working from the apartment in a small room filled with screens and papers. Ethan creates all the sorts of visual projects, including instructions, branding projects, and social media companies. His work with both traditional hard-drawn technical quires and use generated AI tools with the lenses to create. So let's talk with Ethan. Okay, so hello, I am Ethan Lim. Today I want to talk about my work. So before that, I want to talk about when the James Cuba and Fanny Hanser think about how artists will work in 2026. One thing they said was surprising. Artists won't work in technical companies. Instead, most artists will actually work from home. Incidentally, many AI algorithms trained on images art without permission from the copyright holders. Once the AI algorithm had done their work, artists discovered that AI-generated images in their styles were being used online, so largely without resources. The internet, in the eyes of many, had transformed art to a creativity that collaborations could use freely. I was in school back around 2025 when there was the artist-wide protest online against AI-generated art. Everyone was freaking out back then about how human artists would soon cease to exist completely. And now things are more balanced. Every single tool I use for AI right now is under this new human AI collaboration standard where before you make anything, you see exactly where the training images or the materials came from and who the artists are, and you got to pay the royalties on it. There's a case about the artist clearly collaborating reveals that once her work was added to an AI training data library, he started earning money with every company that used output to connect to her work. Instead of viewing the spirit of the AI as a visual thief to the artistic engine room, many creators are increasingly view it as a willing collaborator. So today's talents are demanding more automatically. Audience valuing again emotional storytelling, and originally today's silence are activities thinking about human lead design. So to me, I think AI is just a tool. It won't create art just like a paintbrush. This human AI collaboration standard was crucial in making sure artists have the ownership and transmitting and control over how they use AI tools. For the first time in several years, I really feel optimistic about AI in the future. And honestly, I never thought I'd say that in the 2026. Thank you. Okay, thanks. The home-working artist Ethan Lim has shared us his opinion. So as the Glacier and Alvin states, the creative works reflected about the impact that creative AI would have their income and sense of identity in the future economy. So why replace when the balance is answered in the 2036? So thanks to the advance in AI, back in the 2026, images, videos, and music, and even advertising companies can be generated in a second. But back to the basic of the cultural protection, humans are still best of creating contact and restates because they can deliver emotional sanity, a sense of human experiences, and meaningful stories. So there's now growing the cast of the history and spreading of the training data extraction crisis as the workers' rights strike akin to the various labor movements of the Industrial Revolution, but with creative workers then maintain rejection and transparency and fair remuneration in the emerging automotive industry. And perhaps the most surprising outcome is this: the AI revolution did not end the human creativity. It forced society to finally defend its value. And it is the Future Frame News. I am your host, Daniel Lee. Thank you for watching.